What's up, guys? I'm Bob Tompkins with Real Broker LLC and living in South Carolina, and welcome back to the channel. On this episode of Living in South Carolina, we are going to be talking about the top 5 breweries in South Carolina, because whether you live here, play here, or you're just visiting, finding those best breweries in the state is an absolute must. So let's get right into it. Coming in at number 5 is one of my personal favorite breweries. It is Legal Remedy Brewing out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Legal Remedy Brewing is a really unique brewery, one that myself and my friend Matt Jordan, who owns Brews in Anderson, we personally both love. Legal Remedy makes great beer, but one of the fun and interesting things about Legal Remedy is that all of their beers have different names based on the legal justice system. So super cool there, just kind of something to play around with, but they make fantastic beer. Most notably is their World Court Mocha Blonde Stout, which is really the beer that put Legal Remedy on the map, but it is a phenomenal lighter stout. It's actually blonde, so when it comes out of the can, it is not a dark brown or black stout. It is a blonde color, and it's phenomenal. One of those that you can kind of drink on a warmer day, but has a rich caramelly sort of flavor to it. One of my personal favorites. And then they've also got some other really great beers. They have a Belgian double. It's called Double Jeopardy, which is a fantastic beer. As well as a Pro Bono Vanilla Porter, which is one of the best porters I've ever had. So they've got a great selection. I think they do a particularly good job when you're talking about the darker beers on their list. Coming in at number 4 is the Carolina Barnhouse out of Anderson, South Carolina. This one's super cool to me because I live in Anderson. It's super local for me, but really, they could possibly be higher on this list than 4. I just didn't want people to think I was giving the hometown brewery too much love. I don't know if there's really much competition other than maybe the brewery that's number 1 on this list. Carolina Barnhouse just really does a great job with their sours. They've won so many awards for it that when you go into their tap rooms, you see a lot of different sours. For example, their current tap list has a pineapple sour session IPA. They have a Dat Peach Weiss, which is a golden sour ale brewed with peaches. They have a Jupiter Gold, which is a golden sour ale made with Jupiter grapes. They have a sour pressed Latinum, which is a triple ale sour brewed with kiwi. They take a lot of these traditional beer styles, whether it's a triple, an IPA, just a regular ale, and they put a sour twist on them, which really gives for a unique beer experience and maybe the most truly craft experience of any of these breweries that I have on the list. So Carolina Barnhouse is one you must check out. Coming in at number 3 on this list is Edmonds Oast in Charleston. Edmonds Oast may have just the best plain old beer that you're gonna find on this craft list. They have a great variety of things as well, but what I truly appreciate from them is just making some really high quality lagers, ales that are hard to find in a craft industry that tries so hard to make these unique variations of so many different styles of beers. Sometimes you just want to go to a bar and have a damn good beer. Edmonds Oast crushes that, in particular with my favorite beer that they brew, which is Something Cold. Something Cold is an ultra premium blonde ale, 5% ABV. And it's just terrific. You don't need to try and find anything extra out of that beer. You're not trying to pull certain flavors. If you just want something cold on a hot day, Something Cold from Edmonds Oast is fantastic. Now, that's not all I have to say about them. Edmonds Oast, one of the things that makes a good craft brewery is great can art. And Edmonds Oast absolutely crushes it with their can art. Not just because they have cool simple, elegant designs on their cans, but their cans are extremely well done for the consistency of their branding. That may seem like a small thing, but when you go into a store and you're looking for your favorite brewery and it's easily identifiable by the can, you really do grow to appreciate that. Coming in at number 2 on this list is out of Greenville, South Carolina, specifically Taylor's, and that is 13 Stripes Brewery. 13 Stripes is amazing, but they absolutely kill it when it comes to one style of beer, and that is your IPAs. IPAs in the craft industry have kind of risen to the top as that, highest category of craft beer. It's what a lot of craft beer drinkers look for when they go into a craft beer shop. They just want that killer IPA, and that is what 13 Stripes is phenomenal at. Probably what 13 Stripes is most known for is their Future World Series of IPA. I believe the most recent one that has come out is Future World 15, which I have not yet had. But what the Future World Series is it is a different release of the same blend of beer, but it always tastes a little different based on, I guess, how they do something a little different in the brewing process. And it really makes for a unique craft experience. A lot of times with these different craft breweries, you grow to expect the same sort of consistency a little too much. And I think that takes away from the whole craft experience. 13 Stripes has really killed it with that one in particular IPA, allowing for the experience to be just a little different every time you try the beer. So I'm a big fan of that one. I need to go and try the Future World 15 because I've had the last 4 or 5 and I haven't had that one yet, and I'm looking forward to it. Lastly, on the topic of 13 Stripes, they are phenomenal when we're talking about can art and beer names. They are a brewery, 13 Stripes, as you can imagine, that uses a lot of American imagery, Revolutionary War sort of things in the naming and the can art of their beer. They have Future World, they have Not My King, they have Death to Kings, they have Freedom Juice, all great names for beers, and the can art is equally beautiful, something that's really to be appreciated in the craft industry. And last but certainly not least is number 1 on my list, Westbrook Brewing. I mentioned them earlier in the video when I said that they might be able to compete with Carolina Barnhouse on the best sours in the state. While I don't think that's necessarily true, Westbrook has won me over when it comes to their sours. I am not a big sour drinker, and Westbrook has blown me away with a few of their sour beers and how they make these beers to be able to fit the palate of people who may not be specifically sour drinkers. So on that note, Westbrook has a couple sours that I absolutely love. They have their key lime pie goza, as well as their lemon meringue pie goza, both of which are truly unique. Actually, key lime pie, that goza is brewed with key lime pies. I believe they have 3.14 amounts of key lime pie in each barrel of the beer brewed, which gives a really unique twist on a pie type of beer. I absolutely love that. It makes it super palatable because they're not these super strong types of sours, and that's something I genuinely appreciate. But the reason Westbrook is number 1 on this list is because they don't just stop at sours. That's not the only thing that they really crush it at. They have some really good variety over there. They've got their 4-claw, their 3-claw. They've got a strawberry shake IPA, a pineapple shake IPA. They have one of the best stouts on market, which is their Mexican cake. My wife's a massive stout drinker, as am I, and that's one that we absolutely swoon over. It is phenomenal, the amount of range that Westbrook has in their brewing. Normally with a lot of these breweries, you kind of go in and you say, hey, this is the style that suits them best. Westbrook destroys the competition when it comes to being great at multiple styles of beer, and it is the reason I have them as number 1 on my top 5 breweries in South Carolina. Now guys, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you check out these different breweries and get yourself a sample of the beer. Also, subscribe to the channel and check out some of our other videos where we highlight different areas in the state, as well as some bars if you're wanting to stay on the alcohol topic. Again, I'm Bob Tompkins with Real Broker, and this is Living in South Carolina, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the channel.